celebrate our One Albuquerque and Volunteer of the Month awards. And it's a wonderful tradition. It's something actually we started, I think probably, Patricia, maybe before COVID. And then we kept it going during that, especially to tell the stories of everyone who was doing so much work during that time. But the idea is our city is filled with stories of each and every one of us. And we want to take time out and recognize some folks who are really honoring that one Albuquerque idea that we're all in this together. And we try and find ways to help each other as best that we can. So we want to start with our Volunteer of the Month, Kiara Toya. And so her work is with Native American Health Initiatives and Running Medicine, which I don't know if the First Lady bumped into you. I know she made it to one of the events, but it's a great program. And I also owe a run with you guys. But this program, first off, Kiara's work is a coach and a mentor for young athletes. And the program was formed in about 2016. And it's really based on family and fun and being inclusive of all ages and abilities and fitness levels. And I often bump into them actually at our elementary school, sporting leagues and so forth. And so it's a wonderful program out in our community. And the other side of this, right, is trying to understand sort of low-cost, family-oriented run-walking programs that involve medicine, essentially, for the mind, body, and spirit. And so this also, of course, lessens the burden on chronic disease, and in our state, especially disproportionately, has affected Indigenous communities. So for us, Kiara, we're grateful to have you playing such a leadership role in this organization. And so thank you for empowering all of those around you and supporting them for a healthier future. So, Kiara, let's give you a round of applause. And we have a certificate here for you if you want to come on up. And if you want to share a few words. And we also have a nice One Albuquerque pin, but this is for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely, the podium's yours.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you to Dr. Flagg, Anthony Flagg. He was one of the co-founders for Native Health Initiative, which started back in, what the mayor said, back in 2016. And so from there, it just grew. And now we're in different communities, such as Albuquerque, but we're also in different public communities. So we're located in Acoma Laguna, the Zuni community. We just started with Algodones Elementary School. And so we're planning to expand more on that, so which is very exciting. And so I've been working with Native Health Initiative since 2021. So kind of like roughly through the pandemic, but COVID was still there. So just trying to keep our community safe, but also trying to stay active during that time in healing and like movement being a form of medicine. So we offer like yoga, HIIT workouts for all ages. So it's really a great community. We're all like supportive of each other, and working with the kids is one of my like most like best things of the day, especially like after a rough day. I'll just be like, I just need this, and the kids will like make me laugh. We'll just be running and they're like, wait, and then they're like sprint off so fast, and I'm like then you're trying to catch up to them, and then they'll keep doing that, or you like play games while you're running with them, and we're like a family, and it's so loving, but also like within the organization I get to do like so many other things, like connect with other people, network with them, and I've gotten to meet such amazing people during that time, or like still now, as we're still growing. And so yeah, but thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I really do. But thank you to all the NHI staff. If they're not all here, that's okay. But we also had another presentation during this time, which I was supposed to present at UNM. So it kind of just like, they were like, it's okay, you don't have to come. And I was like, maybe I want to come after.
You got a hall pass now.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm back. Yeah, but they were like, don't worry about it. But yeah, it's such a great community. But I'm really glad to be impacting communities here in Albuquerque, but also like urban natives and native communities as well here in the state. So thank you.
Good job.
I don't know where that comes. Okay, thank you.
Good job. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, and thank you for sharing those wonderful remarks. Now, next we want to turn a little bit to our sort of court system and our court-appointed special advocate. James Cartwright was nominated and for a number of reasons, but I think what really struck me is describing him as simply the best in the casa. Which, of course, you know, you could take that a lot of ways, right, if you just go with it as house, you know. But, but look, CASA is our a court-appointed special advocate in this context. And that really helps make recommendations for children in CYFD for custody and foster care. And I know our office, we have many folks, as we do all over New Mexico and Albuquerque, who do fostering. But I've actually been fortunate enough to know some of them, and it's such a powerful program. And it's so important, actually, the role that the advocate plays navigating that child in those families. And so I think it is one of these key cornerstones to the fabric of our community, and it's really held up by our court-appointed special advocate. So we're very fortunate to have you here today, and we also know that this can mean little things like transportation, getting a kid a haircut, meetings with families that may or may not be particularly enjoyable. They can be very difficult too in many ways. And so we want to thank you for making a real difference. I know every child that you work with, there is no doubt, like it depends on their age what they're going to remember, right? But there's no doubt for their probably most important time of need, you are the one there for them. So thank you for that, and we're honored to give you this award. Come on up.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's for you. All right.
So like you said, the court-appointed special advocate is a volunteer program that's run through New Mexico Kids Matters. And what that does is that individual is the youth voice to the court. So the CASA ensures that the youth is getting all the services that he rates. If he's not getting the services that they rate, then they notify the court that there's an issue, and the court addresses it through the proper channels. Unfortunately, we have way too many youths on the street. So if you're not able to be a foster parent and take a child in, then volunteer an hour a month, 2 hours a month to become a CASA, and you could definitely help get a kid off the street, because you hit the nail on the head. My youth ran away 3 times. Finally, last time he just called me and said, can you come meet me in the parking lot? I was like, yeah, I'll come pick you up. I don't have a transportation agreement, but I'll come pick you up. And we got him back into CYFD custody. And then he reaches out to me if he has a problem, and then we work for it. So if you want to help out a youth, you want to try to help somebody get off the street, contact New Mexico Kids Matter and become a CASA. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Now, our final award today goes to Marla Higgins, and we want to acknowledge the work at Elevation Counseling, I should say, Elevation Counseling. And, you know, this, for us in the One Albuquerque Awards, we try and touch on different areas, and I think this area with respect to being a licensed therapist and working, again, with our kids, I think we see a little bit of a common theme here. Your work with APS elementary students, especially during the school year as part of the community mental health program, is something that we know, especially in underprivileged communities, is so desperately needed in Albuquerque. And with my own children, even in APS, and friends and family who've experienced mental health issues, that support in APS is so critical. And it's far too often where parents, assuming the parents are even aware and engaged, parents often either can't afford the right services or they can't find the right services, or it's the opposite where the parents either aren't aware or unable, and so whether it's the teachers and other individuals in those children's lives have to find somewhere to get some mental health programming. So we thank you so much for Elevation and the work that they do, and thank you for lifting up those children also in their time of need with mental health. So congratulations, Marla. Come on up. You're probably good without the stool. Never mind. So you can stand next to it or on it, whatever you'd like to do.
Okay.
Sorry.
I just would like to put a plug in for the community mental health providers in APS. So it's a way that kids can get counseling at school, so parents don't have to take off from work. Kids can get counseling at school. It's also a great gig. I'd put a plug in for counselors and social workers out there. Really, really a needed service. And I work at Mountain View Elementary, one of the best communities in the city. Great school. It's going to be in that STEAM cluster: science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and math. So we're going to get chickens at Mountain View. And do I have a time for a 30-second story?
Yeah, absolutely.
So during COVID, our community is high needs. So APS was giving lunches, and our school was not on the list as a site, much needed site. And I was willing to do it, and I was told, what do you do with the lunches that people don't come and get? They throw them out. So I went to Legacy Church, kind of under the radar as a guerrilla helper. And my friend told me to go there, and you were there. And I was just frantic to get some help and broke all the rules, and was expecting to be told again because of bureaucracy. No, you can't do this, it's not allowed. You gave me 700 lunches.
Wow.
And I packed my car and took them back to the community.
I do kind of remember this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was crying because I fully expected someone to say no. And that happened, and then one of our community centers became a site. So I took their families all over the city, because they were on my caseload. But I would take him to one family, and they'd disseminate him to their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
So every single 700 of the 700 lunches. So I'm grateful that I think you might have broken the rules. Thank you.
You got it. That's awesome. Well, that is, thank you for sharing that story. I had really forgotten about that. And I actually remember this because, just not to go off on lunches, but so this summer, I was doing, some of the summer lunch deliveries that, we do at all our community centers. And there's a lot of extra lunches. And I asked I was like, what are you doing with the extras? And the interesting thing is also what now people realize is they give them to the kids, as many as they want. And you will see kids leaving there with like 10 extra lunches for their neighbors and their family. So the good news is we kind of institutionalized it, at least through take all the leftovers. And so rarely now there are actually lunches left over. So look, with that, thank you all so much for sharing your stories. Nominees, thank you for being a part of it. Of course, our volunteers board and our city staff who helps put this together. But I think what 3 great examples of lifting up families and kids in our Duke City and metro area. So thank you so much on behalf of Albuquerque for representing that one Albuquerque spirit. Thank you.
So if folks wanted to do a tour right after this.